Had a third member who died.
Yeah, he died tragically.
Oh, okay.
That we, to clarify, had absolutely nothing to do with.
No, it was
just in
very
case that
sad
was like
when
something
happened.
you were wondering about, Danny, at all.
I am now. I wasn't before you said that.
Oh.
But
I'm gonna come clean. It wasn't me. It was Ted.
Fuck
Ted did the
you.
whole thing. It was Ted's whole
Son of a
idea.
bitch.
It was your whole idea, man. I had nothing to do with it, and now I'm living with the repercussions. And you get off scot-free. You have no bodily. You have nothing wrong with you except that fucked up mustache above your lip.
It's November. I'm trying something out, and also we've got a guest on. I'm trying to make him feel welcome. Okay, he's here. He's trying something new with his hair. I thought, you know, maybe he's coming on. I'm gonna try something new with my hair.
We're all fucked up today.
honestly, the mustache just feels patronizing. It feels like you were like, oh, Danny did
Doesn't
something goofy with his appearance. Let me do something goofy with mine.
How long do you think it's gonna take until that sort of commercially, like how far out do we?
I don't
do we think
know.
that is,
I googled
folks?
it. I googled it a few weeks ago when I had the idea because I was like, how much would that cost? I think it said one of the companies, it might have been Virgin, like is already selling them for like $250,000 or something, tickets. But
Honestly, that's like not.
if you found the right sponsor and you could guarantee it would get like I don't know how many views it would have to get, but like, you know, that video is gonna get a lot of views.
That's not like it's crazy how that's an astronomical amount of money, but like that is within like at the very least
do that.
Yeah, it's like within Beast's capability is what is. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, that's cheap. That's actually.
I'd have to get two of them though, because I would want to come with and film it. You know.
Thanks again so much, Danny, for coming on. You know, we needed a guest. Things were getting bad when it was just Jschlatt and I. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah. Thank you for having me, man. I'm really excited to be here. I'm glad you guys reached out. Is there something going on between you guys, or?
Well, I mean, it's
Jesus.
God. You know, I mean, I guess I'll just intro with this. If there were a zombie apocalypse going on, Danny, do you believe that ramps would be a helpful tool to have?
Ramps?
Yes,
This is
ramps.
so fucking stupid.
Ramps.
This is so fucking stupid.
This is sort of a conversation we had before.
All he's been talking about recently, and the reason why there's a little bit of tension in the air right now is because last time we met up and had a little discussion, he was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make it big on like selling ramps and shit in the zombie apocalypse. And I was like, dude, you know you're not. That's fucking stupid.
Okay, can I ask? Is it There's a few different types of ramps, so I'm confused. Are we talking about like wheelchair accessible ramps, or are we talking about like skateboard ramps, or are we somewhere in the middle?
So is it like concrete versus wooden ramps? Is that what we're thinking right now?
Well, I mean, like, so an accessibility ramp would be, you know, to get from point A to point B. It's nice and straight, it's flat, and it's not too inclined. A skateboard ramp goes like whoop, like, you know, it's like curved.
Oh,
there's a U shape, like
taller.
a J shape, yeah.
It's designed for fun, whereas in a, you know, accessibility ramp is designed for transport.
I have to say, I went an entire podcast with Jschlatt, and he didn't ask me such an astute.
It doesn't
question.
fucking matter.
What do you mean it doesn't matter?
There's nothing. You didn't even.
Well, this
you
is why we
even
need people
specify,
like Danny
man.
on the podcast, because he's going to come in. He's got
gonna be the
years of
CTO,
experience.
huh?
So there's a lot. It sounds like there's a lot going on here, Jschlatt. It does sound like maybe you could have been a little more attentive and at least asked Ted. Ted, I will say,
and he's emotionally intelligent too. This is why we have Danny on the podcast.
He's gish gallop. He's not even letting me get a word in.
You did kind of, Ted. You did kind of deflect the question, and it almost kind of seems like you don't know the answer either. Though it kind of seems like maybe you dug your heels in to a situation that you haven't thought all the way through. Can you answer
true. He
for
has
us
no
right now
fucking idea
what kind of ramps
Danny.
you're trying to sell?
I see how it is, Danny. You butter me up with some emotional intelligence. You make me feel heard and seen, and then all of a sudden you go for the jugular.
It's not the jugular. It's not the jugular. The type of ramp should not be the jugular.
In terms of my plan, it very much so is. But I'll keep it short for you, since we spent a whole podcast last episode talking about this. But
please.
I'm thinking, like, the skateboard wooden ramps, because you're only going to have like, you know, scrap wood and stuff like that, so they're not going to be totally wheelchair accessible.
What the fuck are you talking about? This skateboard ramps? You only talked about cars going over them.
Well, yeah, I want some scrap metal ones that cars can go over. Don't get me wrong, but you need recreational ramps. I've talked about
you did not bring up skateboards once or any type of small fun vehicle.
Okay,
fine.
wait. So your pitch for the apocalypse is that we need to be able to have ramps for fun. We need like fun ramps.
Well, yeah, that is one part of it, but also another part is like all those bridges and overpasses, they're gonna collapse, so you need ramps to get over them, like in the Mad Max cars.
Yeah. Okay. So it's a problem with the crumbling infrastructure.
Yeah.
So you're gonna need to work around a gigantic ramp to leap over rivers and valleys and whatnot.
Oh yeah. I didn't even think about rivers. That's like a perfect application for them.
There's not many of those.
Well, the
hell?
only
It
one in
seems like
LA.
the only application I could think of. What else do bridges go over?
Ravines. Ravines, I guess you're right. Yeah.
It's the main thing. It is the main
thing.
thing.
It is really the main thing. I guess I wasn't thinking about it because in LA the river is about the size of like a little tiny creek
and yet bridges go over it.
Yeah, that is true. Well,
I said in this whole situation, Danny, that I'm not gonna even engage with such bullshit. I'm not even gonna worry about building ramps. If the zombie apocalypse happens, I'm taking myself out the second the fucking news drops. The second I get that text.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not even that like you don't think it'll be useful or unuseful to survivors. It's like I don't have a horse in this game. I'm gone the second this goes down. Okay. Yeah.
I
I'm
would
with
shoot
you.
myself.
Oh God, that is something that makes me weirdly angry. Is like when I'm when I'm trying to like turn and I like maybe like lean forward or like I'm trying to like merge or something and I just need to move an inch and it doesn't. I'm like. Yeah, no, that makes me mad.
Well, it'd be great if I could have that experience in your car, but unfortunately, there's no seatbelt in the passenger side.
Is that right? In your truck?
Okay, I need to squash something right now because it's happening. Before
Did you know this, Danny?
No,
his car is like a safety hazard to anybody who rides
in it.
in
his car, but
yeah.
Well, you probably saw it because of that whole Rainforest Cafe thing, right?
Yeah, so you drove that across the country with no seatbelt?
No seatbelt, and get this, there's a basketball size hole in the floor of the passenger side. You can see down to the street.
I don't.
You can feel the wind.
It just feels
it funnels up.
It's
like a football basketball size hole in the floor.
Holy cow!
Basketball size hole. You know, it's like
I'm in so much pain, man.
It's like if you took a football and a basketball and got a 2D vision of them both. It's like this.
Yeah, it's like a circle and then like a little lemon shape under it.
There's this thing that Jschlatt's been doing where he is just. This is actually the first time he's doing it. He's been on the whole thing for a while. He's now adding problems to my car that don't exist. And don't get me wrong, my car is not in the best shape. There are legitimate issues with it that he could call out, but he chooses to make up new issues with the car.
I'm not
like
making shit
it
up.
Doesn't have a seatbelt in the passenger side.
There's no seatbelt. You didn't let me. I was looking
didn't
for
let
it.
you?
And, I was looking for it, and you're like, no.
The last time you rode in that car was in 2021. It's almost 2023.
And the fact that there's still no seatbelt and still that basketball size hole in the floor is fucking
Ted,
crazy.
I'm a big fan of the football
saying-
basketball sized hole.
You're saying there is a seatbelt. You're gonna go on record saying that every seat in this car has a seatbelt?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like.
And you're gonna go on record saying that there's no hole, football, basketball, or otherwise?
Why are you saying this like a lawyer? You sound like you're getting ready for your lawyer-style slam dunk on me in front of the entire jury and judge.
I just want to make sure that we have all the facts straight. And that,
Let's be.
your side of
There
the
is
story.
no.
You did just deny the Titanic existing a couple minutes ago.
I'm
who
not
are we really to
denying
believe?
it exists. I'm just saying that we don't have all the information yet.
Yet.
What more information do we need?
Maybe like a cufflink, maybe a piece of metal, a bed from the Jewel.
You got to just read a book about it, man. I think they probably already have all that stuff. You just don't know.
They probably do. And notice, Danny, how he's deflecting yet again from the question
Ted,
on
would
hand.
you rather fight a gorilla once a week or read a book about the Titanic?
You know, that grill is looking real good right now. So I just to clarify on the podcast, I do not have a football sized hole.
Football, basketball.
Yeah, there's a hyphen in between basketball, football sized hole in my truck. And it's a safe vehicle.
That's crazy.
I do remember you had to get it towed at one point in that Rainforest Cafe video.
Yeah. It broke down, remember?
I did. I took it to the shop twice in that video.
It's a pretty serious problem too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the suspension on the front left side of the truck just fucking shot. It was maybe 8 years too late getting it replaced. Like those things were overdue by a lot. But yeah,
that'll happen.
I thought that we could talk about a little bit on this podcast because there was a thing I did recently that was inspired by some of your journeys in the past.
That's right.
On TikTok, where I did the viral. I tried to make a viral TikTok sound, and you had in the past done the viral TikTok song video, and I don't know. Did you end up seeing I mean, I saw your comment, but what did you think of my process for that one? Because I think I made it a little bit easier for myself than you did. You made it very, very hard for yourself in that original video.
There's a lot I would change if I went back and made that video, dude. But first off, let me just say, fuck you. Who do you think you are? doing a better job at it than me, because all I see is people being like, "Oh, Danny Gonzalez is punching the air right now."
I've seen that specific comment too. Yeah, I was like, when I was seeing those comments, I was like, guys, please calm down. I don't want Danny to actually start like him just busting my door, and you just start swinging your fists. I will say, I was like, and I saw some comments talking about this. The way you went about it in your original TikTok song thing was like way harder. Like you disguised yourself and made an entirely new account. But it's...
I think I should have hired somebody else to like sing the song or something too. Like there's a lot that I could have done to make it so I wasn't so recognizable and stuff. Also, just like a song in general, I feel like is a lot different than just like recording your voice or whatever. I think yours, I mean, obviously yours did really well. How many did the biggest one get? How many videos?
I can tell you what it's at right now, because it's just great. It's updating every day, Danny. It's just it's growing so much. I'm sorry.
I'm so happy for you, man. That must be so cool. That must be the best.
Well, you did have a
sound
that you had a sound of yours that went viral though. Like your voice at one point.
I've actually had a couple now. I think one of them that was more recent might be like the biggest one that I've had, but it's always just clips from my videos that I don't intend to blow up, which makes it even worse. It kind of stings a little more that it's like it's one that I had no intention of. The one time I actually tried to get a song to blow up did not work.
It's like just full on, just pure irony. Yeah, the sound at this point is at 60. It's about to hit 60,000 videos.
Whoa.
Yeah, which is, I don't know. It's weird because like I tried to do that, make a sound for a week, and like it was like the fact that it was just the first try, and then the more like it was like the more I thought about it, the less it worked, which is just, I don't know. I feel like it if it didn't work out on that first try, I would have had to make some excuse of like, hey, at least I tried. But it was just like 100%. It had to be 100% lock.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could have just like scrapped the video and just been like, I'm just gonna pretend this didn't happen. If anyone asks,
yeah,
I didn't make those sounds.
Yeah, exactly. Do you ever think for like the disguise myself stuff? I feel like that's such a big part of your brand. Like, I remember in one of the more recent ones, you were like, I don't know if I'll try this again. Who knows? Do you think you would? I mean, at this point,
so it's
I don't know, because
funny.
it's been some time.
Yeah, I like that you said that it's such a big part of my brand, because in my head, I've actually only ever made 2 videos where I try to disguise myself,
Right.
and they were like, oh, the last one was like over 2 years ago, but
Yeah.
still people do. I mean, people say that, they say like,
It's like in the zeitgeist
every time
or whatever. Is that the right word?
yeah, it's just like it's one of those it's one of those concepts that has just stuck with people so much.
Yeah.
So I was kind of thinking like, I do think that I want to do one again, but when I said I was like, I don't know if I'll do one again, whatever, I was kind of thinking like, if I just wait a couple years or even like a year, people will forget that like I did those videos and they won't be as like hyper aware of it. But even like when I shaved my head, I got so many comments that were like, I know what you're doing. I know this is just a prank.
Dude, and that's the thing with YouTube commenters too. They love to be the first to call you out on stuff like that. Like I was really surprised because I'd never done anything like that before. So I was like, they're not going to know what I'm trying to do. It just looks like a normal TikTok. And like the second day, they were already on me like hounds. It's crazy how much people sleuth on the internet.